Some of the animals that have come through when I was channeling outside and was also seeing with my eyes were the grackles. There was an abundance of grackles. And one of the main message as I was seeing them flying from the tree and then going out and then back to the tree and then flying out and going back to the tree, maneuver differently, even as a group. Now, Cardinal was there too, and I'll get into Cardinal's message, but the brief part of Cardinal that coincides with Grackle is taking the lead using your voice, taking the lead and maneuvering differently. A lot of with the solar action that has been coming down, the light codes that are penetrating within our innermost being, activating parts of our DNA that had laid dormant previously. Grackle is saying maneuver differently. Now, if you look at a grackle, its tail feathers can change shape to have it move in different ways, which is a bit different than your normal tail feathers of other bird creatures. Grackle's fat tail feathers are shaped differently. I'll see if I can find a picture, but definitely Google it or whatever search engine you use, DuckDuckGo, and look at the way the grackle's tail feather is different. And it's almost, when you see them flying, it's almost shaped like an airplane wing, where it kind of like goes up a little bit and then down. So it's kind of like this shape, like a type of obtuse triangle shape. And that helps it maneuver a bit differently. So for its flight patterns are very different. They're unique. So grackle also has a distinct voice that communicates. That's why they're called grackles. But grackles also have golden eyes that look, okay, so they kind of look like the leader, which is coinciding with Cardinal, because Cardinal is asking us to take the lead with our voice. But when you look at a grackle standing or walking, it kind of looks like an admiral or a general. They just look like they know what they're doing. Don't mess with them, is the feeling I'm getting. So Grackle is saying to take the lead in a new way, maneuver differently. Cardinal then is also saying to use your voice, because when I was seeing it as I was sitting there, it was using its voice and singing a song out to the area at the tip of a tree. And so take flight in a new direction, maneuver differently, also as a group. There also was an abundance of swifts flying around. There's a lot of forward movement, a lot of change happening, and this is collectively for our highest and best good. We're changing, and as we're changing, the collective changes. This needs to happen. Now, there also is a lot of chaotic energy, but understand that the chaotic energy also rumbles things up to bring forth new change. And as I said, it did 333. It brings forth 369. It brings forth new change, better change that coincides with how we really need to be to come bring us back into a new balance. There were a lot of birds. Okay, so the next one, there was hawk flying, and specifically there was the broad-winged hawk, and there also was the red-tailed hawk. The broad-winged hawk was broad wings. They have wider wings, broader span. Now, hawks in general have to do with seeing from a higher perspective, having that keen eyesight, soaring, and looking at everything going on from another perspective, a higher perspective, because you're seeing more of what you can do. So hawk has many meanings, but in this instance for the collective, it was speaking more on believe in the bigger picture or view that you are seeing. It is true. Let go of the self-doubt and trust the vision that you have been given. Trust the vision that you are seeing. Use what you're seeing to the greater benefit. This coincides with Grackle, maneuvering differently. You're seeing all that is around you. Mindfulness, taking that moment to be mindful and seeing this perspective differently so you can maneuver differently to take advantage of the resources that are right there for you. I'm going to get into it a little bit later about finding the balance with, there was a message that came through about, there's a lot going on with artificial intelligence. This is a cycle, a pattern repeating itself, believe it or not, from other times and spaces and dimensions and even star systems with technology. You must always find your balance with it. Take your breaks. This is why I'm being called 555 to bring up these messages and to channel these messages with nature, with what is literally all around us naturally. That is a conscious, sentient being, that is that are loving beings, that are not artificial. They have souls. They are sentient. They have feelings. The plants, nature, this earth, this planet is not artificial. It is natural. Using our natural resources, finding the balance with, there's nothing necessarily wrong, although I don't believe in wrong or right, but there's not anything bad. It's about finding the balance with things. So yes, there's great change with the artificial intelligence. Hello, Beetle. There's lots of great change and things that can make our lives easier so that we can spend more time in nature doing the things we like to do with artificial intelligence, with technology. But is it taking over your life where you're forgetting the mindfulness and the beauty that is here all around us all the time? This is what earth and nature is asking us to do, is to find that balance. Thank you for that. House sparrow. You may see that there's many variations of sparrows. House sparrow was coming up and literally was coming around because they're very noble creatures. They work together. And typically they're around. There's an abundance of them all around. Usually they call them house sparrows because they're usually close to the house. Where I live, they literally live, we have solar panels on the roof and they live literally on our rooftop. So it's a wonderful experience to feel them as a very sensitive, empathic person, to feel their energy, but also the groundedness. Mind you, they're primarily a brown color, which has to do with groundedness. But they also are very noble creatures. They work together, they defend together, and they work together. There's many, like, even though I physically can't see it, but in my inner vision, I can see how they have their nests built under the solar panels in these in-between parts. And it's wonderful to experience when you allow yourself to expand and see beyond in all directions, which everyone is capable of doing this, as everyone is also capable of channeling. You probably do it, you don't even realize it. Even when we're talking to people and you get insights, that's channeling. Just felt to say that part. Everyone's a channeler. I'm able to just maneuver which channel I'm going to tune into to bring out the messages, as you are. You're a natural transmitter. We all are. And I'm seeing kind of like we're the Sims characters. We're avatars. We're in a human avatar right now. We are, I see you, Fly. And I know you have a message for us too. I know some of us also have certain negative connotations with flies, but everything serves a purpose. It's all how you choose to want to perceive and believe in your belief systems. I'll get to you in a moment, Fly. So, House Sparrow was asking us to work together. Work together was literally the words. It's just work together. Despite your differences, can you work together for a common goal? take that as you want. That can go in a myriad of ways, but that was the basic message from House Sparrow. Work together, even with your differences. Find the commonality. Then Cardinal's message right after that it was singing was be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. And now I'm feeling a feeling with this that perhaps you're perceiving. Be proud of yourself. Even if you're not getting praise from anyone else, be proud of yourself. Okay, I'm getting this feeling. So the trees watch over you. The trees see what you're doing. Even when you think no one's paying attention, this is what nature wants you to know. You are always paid attention to. As a human being in a human vessel, you are always watched over. The flowers watch you. The bees watch you. The cardinals watch you. You are always paid attention to. Be proud of yourself because they're proud of you. Take the lead. You are ready is the other message from Cardinal. Speak your truth. The cardinals, the males in particular, are the bright, vivid red color. A little bit brighter than what I'm even wearing right now. And kind of like, maybe, is it the same? Red. I mean, it's red. They're red, the males. Females also have the red. They're usually a mix of red and brown. So a grounded, rooted root chakra, which you're passionate about. Your passionate creativity coming up and out of you. Be proud of yourself. Take the lead with your passions I'm getting now. Okay, Fly. Fly's like, you gotta let go of the other stuff so you can see the magnificence of what you are. What else, Fly? Fly does not want to wait. Get on with it. Get on. What else? Do you want to come here? Would you like to make your appearance on the screen? If you do, come closer. Fly, there's many species of fly. Fly is part of the, I just heard quicker picker upper. They are very adamant. They take the lead too, and they go after what they want. They pick up the signal and they go after what food is there or whatever. They're like on it. And then they send out a signal to the others to come get the food. The lesson we can learn from Fly is when we see something that we want, we go after it and take the lead doing it just so. Go after what you want, even if no one else. There's a single fly. The single fly is going to go after what it wants to feed itself and to feed its babies. If it's a female, whatever the case may be, it goes after what it's want with no hesitation. Even if it's annoying, when they fly around us or whatever, they don't care. I hear they don't give a fuck because they're going to go after what they need because that's their purpose. They go after what they want, what they need. That's their purpose. So the message from Fly is to do the same. There's no one really stopping you but your own thoughts and belief systems. So let that shit go so the fly can eat the shit and transmute it. But that's the other thing. With transmutation, we all are capable of transmuting or alchemizing, the master alchemist within us, to alchemize and maneuver that shit and turn it into something beautiful. Okay, thank you, Fly. So this also transcends into the amount of shit maybe you have experienced in life that may still be weighing you down. Allow Fly to come in figuratively to take what you don't need anymore. But you also, as the master alchemist that you innately are, can transmute all of that energy and turn it into something else. Repurposing, perhaps, or letting what you don't need anymore to go to someone else so they can do what they want. There's many possibilities with that. Take it as you want. Let's see. There were also seeds flying around. There was a seed that flew right past me as I was sitting outside receiving these messages, and it had to do also with the air spirit, so the air element as well, because air has to do with your thinking, your thoughts. So many of us, there's a video that I didn't post yet, but seeds. So we all have had seeds planted within us since birth that have been culminating and growing and all of these things. As we've grown up, we all were planted and incubated with specific seeds that need to come out and brought into reality. Some of us, the reason I mentioned a video that I previously posted, I didn't post yet, but going to post, because some of us are in that 9th month of pregnancy with the seeds that were planted within us. So we may be feeling uncomfortable and going through birthing pains. Birthing is a process, not to be rushed. It happens at its own pace. So with these seeds flying around, there's new seeds to be planted. A lot of the seeds that have planted within you, some have sprouted, and figuratively, the air is taking them to where they need to go, to rest to where they need to go, so they can then blossom and grow in a new way. But there are still some incubating within you. Some of you are feeling the pregnancy pains of what is growing within you to be birthed. So the seeds flying around, wind, which has to do with your thought capacities, are moving things around, which has to also do with clearing things out, making room for the new. Allow them to go with the flow. Wind knows what it's doing and it's assisting you. Allow the wind to do what it needs to do to move things around, to make it a little easier for you. There was also black butterfly, which I felt was a deep feminine energy. Butterflies traditionally have to do with transformation. You're going through a transformation. We all are in our own capacities, and we're all at different stages of transformation. Black butterfly. Narrow down a little bit for me, black butterfly, what you really wanted me to say about your appearance. So this also has to do with thought, because butterflies not only are pollinators, but they also fly. So that also has to do with air, thought processes, and how they gently flutter. They're very delicate beings. So butterfly is saying right now about, when you see me, don't be scared. There's a lot of association put out there, propaganda out there, which a lot of us are seeing the major. Okay, there's a lot coming through. Thank you. A lot of what is put out there by people, places, and things put a lot of negative connotations, programs associated with different colors, different beings, and it's a lot. Okay, you're going even broader, where even with the world map, a lot of the ways that they have pushed you to perceive how things are not really how they are. And so butterfly, that was the broader perspective, but in the smaller perspective, but still broad, is there's a lot of negative connotation when you see anything black. Black is creation. You're created in darkness in the womb. It's a dark place. Seeds grow in dirt that is dark so that it can germinate and do its thing before it comes out to the light. So when on my journey, I have perceived black as, I didn't like it at first, but then it grew on me. And then, your perception, everyone's going to have different perceptions of what it is, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But what the message is really is, don't be scared when you see a black butterfly or a black moth or a black cat or a black anything. Use your mindfulness techniques to re-examine, what does this really mean for me? Why has this come into my existence for me to perceive with my eyes? Observe. And as you sit and observe with your mindfulness, taking your deep breaths if that makes it easier for you, and perceive the real meaning being shown to you. Because when these different creatures, beings, cross your path, it's for a purpose, serves as a reminder. It's giving you like, hey, pay attention to me. I have a message for you. Watch where the butterfly goes. See what it lands on. And even in your mind, a lot of these creatures are telepathic. A lot of us are telepathic by nature, and because that still sends out a vibration signal, because we're electrical beings, and you'll be able to perceive the message that is being given to you. I feel like some of you will have your paths crossed by black birds, black butterflies, or different other black creatures. Okay, black jaguar is coming here too. You may even see, let me see if it'll come closer. You may see a black jaguar. Might be on someone's shirt I just got. Or you'll see it on a TikTok or your Instagram perhaps. I'm not sure. But it will come to you in a certain way, and to not have fear but re-examine, because we're all connected. That's the thing. We're all connected. Sentient beings working together. And that's the purpose. We're here to work together. To remember our connection to all that is around us, to this planet, to the trees, which segues into, there was also yellow swallowtail butterfly. I guess I'll just get into that. So, black butterfly is just saying, don't be afraid when you see me. I'm serving a divine purpose, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to help you too. It's all love. Yellow swallowtail was asking us to be gentle with ourselves. A lot of times we're so hard on ourselves, and I'm getting Saturn energy because, okay. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's as simple as that. You're doing your best. With the Saturn energy, stop being so critical of yourself. You're doing your best. And when you mess up, it's okay. You need to mess up so you can find another way of doing things more efficiently. Change your way of thinking in a lot of things. Lighten up. This is for me too. Lighten up. Do things differently. Fail 1,000,000 times because you're finding other ways to be more efficient. It's okay. Find joy in your mix-ups too. Be gentle with yourself. Now it segues into oak tree. Oak tree came to me when I was driving. I was driving by some oak trees. Oak trees typically have masculine energy associated with them. I'm getting right now, if you find an oak tree, sit or stand with your back against it so you can receive its energy to help balance and ground you out too. You may get a shot of new, revitalized, rejuvenated energy by doing that. Mind you, you can do this with any tree to connect with it. Talk to the tree, even if it's mentally, telepathically, and connect with the tree to get the messages it wants to give you. Because, like I said earlier, the trees have been watching you. They watch you. They watch the things no one else sees that you do. They see you. And they are cheering us on, and they want us to reconnect with them as we're doing. Reconnect with them so that we can gain their wisdom and their songs. Some of them sing songs to us if you really tune in. And they share their love with us. And figuratively, you can even feel them hugging you as you hug them. I'm getting a visual. I'm getting a visual of this tree as you're hugging the tree. And even if you're like, I'm feeling like if you're crying, just to let all of that weight go, because they're great transmuters too. So when you're feeling very heavy, like you have so much on your shoulders, just hug a tree and ask the tree to work with you to help transmute the energy. If you can go barefoot, even better. And even if you're standing on its roots, you're becoming part of that tree, so that tree can help transmute that energy, bringing it down, transmuting it as it's embracing you and you're embracing it. Whew. And it's just, it's wonderfulness. And it's like they're hugging you, and I'm seeing the face on the tree. And some of you may be able to perceive, oh, okay, I'm just getting this. You know how there's certain types of abstract artists who they like put different things and it's like an abstract picture of collaborations of all these different parts placed in different things, and or even those not riddles, but those pictures where you're like, how many animals do you see in this picture? And it'd be a tree, but it's just the way it's shaped in different ways. Let your inner child, this is kind of separate, but this is what came in. So let your eyes blur a little bit when you're looking at a tree, even if it's a tree in the distance, so you can see it in a new way. There was a tree as I was sitting on my deck, and I did that. I was just kind of like squinting my eyes so they're blurred in another way. And then I can see, because this is, a matrix, it's things we've created. And I can see that one of the trees was a cameraman. And the top of his tree said, like, was holding the camera, and it was right on me. And then I was like, oh, I'm supposed to pose. And I posed. And I can feel, because I made that connection with that tree in the distance. And I was like, oh, I see you and you see me. And we had a moment. It may sound crazy, but the more and more you get in tune, the more and more you get in tune with yourself, most importantly. The more and more you get in tune with yourself, like I mentioned in the beginning, this is a Universal 22 day, the day that I'm recording this, which is all about connecting with your intuition, which is your master teacher. The master teacher that's already within you. You are already a master teacher. You just got to get more in tune with it continuously, consciously. You'll start to see and perceive everything else that's around you differently. Okay, let's see here. Use your imagination to create your future reality. It's the next message. This came in just from spirit, because it's like, I'm hearing again, imagination. Maybe that's SpongeBob, I'm not sure, but with the rainbow. Imagination. That's where everything starts. This reality we live in, maybe not for everybody, but a lot of the propaganda that they push out there to us, especially through television, pushes us to not be in tune with ourselves, to trust AI more than our own capabilities. Do you want me to go there, Spirit, right now? Okay, I'm going there. They're pushing this agenda to be more connected and excited about AI. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being excited about AI. There's a lot of benefits to it to make our lives easier. Balance, 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 balance. So the other part to this is, you have these artificial intelligence. You've probably seen the movies iRobots, or you've seen previews of it. These videos are movies of robots, not say, like, again, it's about balance. There's nothing inherently wrong with this type of technology. But when you're putting it on a pedestal above yourself, you are the most highly intelligent piece of equipment there is. You are the most sentient being. You are way more beyond AI. You're way more beyond. You are a highly intelligent, multifaceted, multidimensional being as you are in human form. You are above. Put yourself on the pedestal. You are more capable than anything AI can do. You're giving your power away. Call all of it back to you. You are the most powerful being on this planet, along with the earth. We're here to work together. All of these capabilities, you're seeing how AI and these robots are able to do, or what they're forecasting for the future with these robots and sentient beings being in your home. And this is already starting with Alexa and these other things. They're collecting what's already you and trying to turn it into something else. Here's the thing. You have all those magical capabilities. You don't necessarily need AI, robots to do these things. Find your balance. There has been a his story, her story, in other time, spaces, and dimensions, and other star systems even that have allowed technology to overtake them, where just it ended in a destruction of their planet. We do not need to go there. I do not believe it will go there because it's not in my forecast. Because I will do my part to find my balance, and I hope that you also will do the same. What part did you really want to say also about the intelligence? So they've been collecting this data from each of us with the things we watch and this and that. The thing is, these abilities, telepathy is natural within you. Connecting to the divine, you are the antenna as you are. You are able to do the astral traveling yourself. You're able to do all of these magical abilities. What are some of the magical abilities you want me to share with people that we are already able to do, that we have forgotten we are able to do, that we're remembering we're able to do? The healing, for one, we're all natural healers. Our hands are magical portals. We are portals. If you have a uterus, if you were born with a uterus, however you identify, that's a portal. That's a portal of creation. When you get pregnant, it's an electrical explosion. We are electrical beings. Random, drink more alkaline water, create alkaline water. There's different ways to create alkaline water to bring yourself into balance. Alkaline foods, greens, which goes back to paying attention to what's growing around you. Everything's already provided for you. Do you see how? Okay, this is the full circle part. When you continue to work on your mindfulness and your inner, creating a relationship with self, loving yourself better, and having that mindfulness and awareness of what is growing all around you, you'll get to see how highly intelligent you are and this planet is for taking care and nurturing us. Way better than any robot or artificial intelligence can do. They're learning from what we already do. So that's already what you already are. So where are you putting your trust? Like I said, again, there's nothing wrong with utilizing it. It can make some things easier Take some time away from things that you would have had to do that you can spend more time in mindfulness outside, meditating, connecting with nature. There's some great benefits. Find the balance with it. Remember that you are superior to any artificial intelligence. That's the stressor point. You have the power. It's all within you. We created that. So, going back to the root, which of course the root is we all come from source because we're all a spark of source. We are all gods and goddesses, a spark of source here to experience life in our own unique way, with our own unique talents and gifts to present to the world, to have another point of view from source. We're all doing the work. We're all like the bees, worker bees on this planet. Okay, I'm going to do another video.